Hey everyone, what's going on? I got another video here I want to do, trying to keep Fancy Week rolling. See how long I can do it, guys. Uh, I have a Saber font review that came out of nowhere and is really cool, really interesting for me because this is from a friend off of the open source groups for like Profi builds and stuff like that. Daryl Donato. He made a sound font and he was like, "Hey man, would you mind testing it and reviewing it and seeing what you think?" And I was like, "Absolutely, dude. I would love to, man. Like I'm always down to try out a sound font. It's one of my favorite things. It gets me excited in the Saber game." But yeah, he sent me the link for it, and then after a day or two, I was like, I'm gonna get to it, and then I got to it, and I started reading up on it, and I was like, how do I not know about this? This is so cool. So this is a Saber font called Etaan Crystal, or I don't know if you guys pronounce Etaan Crystal. I did some research on it because I was like, what is this? I need to know. I need to find out. And so it's basically Etaan Crystal. I'm gonna read the description for you guys. I got it pulled up also back there. Super cool because I'm a huge fan of. Clearly, if you're a lightsaber fan, you definitely know there's a crystal in there, and some sabers have crystal reveals and stuff like that. Well, in expanded universe games, stuff like that, there's more than just one crystal. The Kyber crystal is one that everyone knows. But I mean, there's Crate Dragon Pearls. There's Ghostfire Crystal. What is it? Danteri Crystal. Ilum is the typical one the Jedi use and stuff like that. Kimberstone. I mean, it's just cool. There's so many different crystals and they all do different things. Um, in the story wise. I mean, I think this is more like role playing type stuff, which is cool. And again, it comes from the game. What is the game? Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm everywhere because I'm trying to make this much information as possible because I think it's cool. I never, you cut on a lightsaber, swing around, you're like, that's cool. But I love the backstory. I love that it's like this crystal special from this planet, and you have to only find that's cool to me. That makes it more fantasy, more unique. So it's from Star Wars Force and Destiny. It's an RPG game. Okay. Um, so these unusual kyber crystals form in deep caverns of the mid-rim world of Etai. ETAI. Given that the crystal rarely forms at fewer than 500 meters below the surface and usually at over twice the depth, the formation can be extremely difficult to create. However, the rock crystal echoes any nearby sound with a humming resonance, guiding searchers who draw near. Harvested, Etaan crystals retain the resident property, causing the activated blades of a lightsaber, using them to thrum in harmony with the motion of the blade and to chime any nearby sound. Chime at nearby sounds. The blade responds especially spectacularly. Sorry, guys, tongue tied. The blade responds especially spectacularly. That's actually kind of hard to say. I'm not apologizing for that. To clashes with another lightsaber or blaster bolt, emitting a near deafening crack and bright flare of energies. A clash of blades involving Etaan crystals usually result in the lightsaber being forced apart by reflecting blaster bolts drawn in resonant energies from the reaction and intensifying on their new trajectory. Super cool. So these crystals, they resonate a certain frequency that's just so freaking gnarly, and apparently you can how force sensitive force users, when a Jedi goes to do his Jedi trials or whatnot, and as a youngling Padawan, and they hear the crystal chooses them type thing. They hear the crystal call to them, and it follows them. They do all this stuff. Well, this one, it resonates such a crazy frequency that non-force users can hear it. Normal people can hear it, and I was like, that's cool. And then apparently I think it leaves a resonance even after you take it. So this crystal just got me going. And then the fact that because it's such a resonating crystal noise, and all that goodness, it's extremely resilient to lightsabers. So when a lightsaber hits it, it absorbs and hits back, and same with blaster bolts. If it hits it, it redirects it back at a more intense rate. So super cool. Sorry about the lesson, but I just thought that was really, really fun to dive in and learn, and I'm going to learn some more about it because I think it's cool. So, I have Etaan Crystal, on my CFX. It's originally for Profi, but he had made a CFX version for it, sent it over, and I'll leave a link in the description where you can get it. I believe it's free. You can go download it. and swinging out yourself is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get to it.
Sound bank selection.
Etaan. Oh yeah, and then the prions. It's got like a little prion thing, and I was like, ooh yeah, about 3 prions. And that hum, it's really, I like it. It sounds like a really resonating, different sound. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's get some swings. I love that on the back end that it follows and it. Hold on. Oh. Sorry, guys. The sound on it, it will follow and kind of throw it back. Like, that's really cool of a sound design. You can hear it. You can hear the sound cycle back out. Super cool. All right. Some clashes. Blaster bolts. Lock up. Yeah, that sounds dangerous. That's nice. That's cool. You hear that? It sounds. I love it. It sounds like an echo inside of a chamber. It's force wave. It's force push. Power down. All right. Sorry guys, this video is a lot longer than 7 minutes in. I'm getting a little better at putting the blade in. I know some of y'all don't care. I just had somebody one time that was like, put the blade in, stop talking, shut your mouth, and show me the goods. And I was like, easy, dude. It ain't that big a deal. You've ever watched a lightsaber video before, man? Let's talk about it before it's... Oh, it cracks me up. Anyways, it's not about that. So, I have it on blue. I felt like that was the right choice. Oh, I have it on white. I got crazy. Sorry, guys. Let's go ahead and switch it back to blue. Let's give it that blue. That kind of looks like the crystal in the picture. Love the hum, man. And one thing I like about the hum, I've said this in another video on the saber, my 2.0 inspired Daryl saber. Using the 2.0 core, you got this little wire channel hole, and since that stays open, the sound reverts back. So like the fact that this font is so perfect for my saber, and I love it. I love it for that. It's more echo sounding because it kind of is reverting the sound this way and that way. So the sound font is so good on this saber, and I'm very, very happy about it. Okay, so and then it also vibrates so much because if you hold over the hole, you can feel the vibration of the bass speaker and the resonance and stuff like that. So it just it makes this saber so it's beautiful. All right. That lockup sounds dangerous and loud. Same with the blasters. And one more thing about the Daryl, I thought was really cool. Daryl John Donato, you guys, who made the sound font. I asked him if he was going to be a sound font maker, create his own name and whatnot. And he was like, I'm not sure. And I was like, after this, I'm like, bro, you should. I want more. I want to hear more. But yeah, Daryl, one thing he did that I was like, man, that's really cool. Okay, so he went the extra mile because you also get the LED text in the file. So usually when you get a CFX font, you need a file. You need a font underscore config.txt. You need it for the font specifically, which you can just copy paste from your existing sound fonts in your sound banks on your card, on your CFX card. And but then you also need an LED.txt. And without that, some guys out there will be, you know, they'll start their board and they'll get this loud. It's almost like it's an error sound because it's missing that file. So what I do is I usually copy it from another one and put it in there, and then it's fine. And sometimes the bolts aren't 100% timed. That's just something you have to have the whatever the program is to go in and do the sound. You got to look at the audio and you got to watch the file. You got to go ahead and put it in and figure out the numbers. It's a lot of stuff that I haven't figured out just yet because it's not super important to me. Usually I'm like, yeah, it lands enough. But this one, he dialed in all the blaster bolts because it comes with it, and they're spot on. It's so cool. All right. Yeah, let me give it a different color, and then maybe you can see what I'm saying. Yeah, I really like that. Force wave. Force push. And power down. And power down. So your power ons, you have three, I believe, three power ons. Hold on, here's a list. 3 preons, I know that. Yeah, 3 preons, 3 power ons. 15 accent swings, 8 smooth swing pairs, which is dope. Thank you, bro. 8 clashes, 8 blaster bolts, so you can choose from them. Your clashes you can have up to 16. Blaster bolts, I believe, are only up to 4. And then 1 boot, font wave, power down, hum, bang lockup, end lockup, drag. Oh yeah, the tip drag and all that stuff. I can show that here in a second. Which I need to put more pixels on my tip drag. I've literally just the tip lights up. I need it to come down a little bit more. It's just a setting I haven't switched over yet. So let's get some of those different preon noises. So hear that little. That's one of the preons. You have it that way, and then you have one maybe this way. Yeah, different ignition. One this way. Yeah, subtle. They're subtle, but you can definitely hear them. Oh, getting stuck on something here. And then straight down. Very cool. And then also has one track, one sound song for your track file. It's the occupation of Balmora. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all might know what that is. I don't think I recognize the song, but I do like it. I like it. I like it a lot. It's definitely Star Wars. I don't know where it's from. Probably maybe from a game, story, something. I don't know. So there you go. Really cool font, man. like I said, I fully support if you're thinking about making more, becoming a font maker yourself. I support all font makers. A few of them have become good friends of mine over the past however long I've been doing this, and it's very fun for me to talk to them because it's an aspect of lightsaber building that I know nothing of. I know how to put sound fonts on my sabers. That's as far as it goes. The ability to go in and sound design, and I'm a huge sucker, obviously, for the different sounds. I remember one time I was working with a guy. This was years ago when I first started, and I was getting a saber, and it was like a nano, like V3 or whatever, and he was like, I was getting a guy to do it. It was commissioned for me, which sadly didn't work out, and he ended up. Long story. He's not around anymore, and he owes a lot of people money. Anyways, he was like, "What sound fonts do you want?" And I spent like seriously like an hour just with my phone in my ear, and I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." And then I went to the next one, and I was just listening to sound fonts, and I was like, "Oh God, I can only choose two." Back in the day when you could only have two fonts on your card, and my friend was just like, "Dude, isn't there one lightsaber sound?" Just like, "Pew." I was like, "Bro, you peasant." But like, I was like, "There's so many sound fonts, and I love that." So one of my favorite aspects of it is sound design, and I think it's just so freaking cool. Like this whole thing I didn't even know existed until I looked into it, and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you, Daryl. And I'm gonna leave the link in the description so you guys can go get it yourself, try it out. I believe I want to say when you go to the to download it, you will get Profi, CFX, and I believe Verso. You'll have to see for yourself. Sorry guys, I went straight for CFX and I was like, this is what I'm playing with. So, but I want to say you have options for them. Clearly, you have it for Profi. But yeah, guys, go out there and purchase it. Let them know what you think. Leave a comment, on this video, and I'll post it on groups as well. And hopefully, you guys are staying entertained. The daily upload videos might come to a halt for at least a little bit because I'm running out of stuff to talk about and show off. But we'll see. I got some more builds coming. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Go out there and support all font makers. Help them, keep them inspired and in the game, because without them, we're stuck on the stock fonts and all the stuff we have. And I like to see the font game continue to improve. It's very fun for me. It's where I get a lot of the joy from. So, all right, guys, that'll do it for me, and I'll see you in the next video.